So I'm here with Meezy. We were live on her channel yesterday. So we basically gave like literally our first impressions after the Apple event. Like we just hopped on live immediately. But today what we're going to do is we had a day to like have everything sink in. So we're going to talk about some of like the opinions that's been going around, some unpopular opinions. Also gonna give our hot takes to make it a little spicy. And then also, I watched the Galaxy event. Meezy put me on, and I just like it's so interesting when you start comparing the phones and different things like that. So we're gonna talk about both, which phones we're thinking about getting, and just kind of like dive into that. So yeah, thank y'all for being here. And yeah, Meezy, do you want to say where people can find you?
Yes, you can find me on every single platform at
Period.
Almesia. I don't know if it shows since I joined from this account, but yes, Almesia everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. That's where I post the most. So follow me there. But I'm excited to have this conversation with Maya today.
Yes.
Lots of Android thoughts going on in my head right now. I can't lie.
Okay, let's start with Android because a lot is going on in my head too. So, okay, so from watching the event, what did you think about the event overall?
I thought it was really cute. I had never watched a Samsung event. Yesterday we
Same.
learned that it was Maya's first Apple event. I had never watched a Samsung event. I would just watch like review videos and stuff. So I thought it was really cute and I was like, okay, they're getting up there with Apple in terms of their events.
Yeah. I was like, you could tell Apple's production value is like a little bit more like grand in general, but it's interesting they use the word cute because I did think it was really cute and I kind
Yeah.
of liked that they were doing their thing. Like I'll
Yeah.
give them that. Yeah. So, and it's interesting too. It was a couple of days ago and it's at 20 million views. And we're talking about how like, thinking about like the US versus the rest of the world who uses like,
Hmm. Hmm.
Android versus Apple, but yeah, it was interesting to see that because people in like my day to day were talking more about the Apple event, but like look at that reach, like 20
Look at the
million.
numbers. Yes, I noticed that same thing. I was like, 20 million.
Yeah,
Okay, like
right?
we're not the only ones checking for this. Like people are actually again very US centered with the iPhone only locked. The blue bubble situation is a very American value.
Yes. Yeah, that's so crazy how that's really a thing. No, I remember um wait, that makes me think, did I have Android before? But like, oh, I did because I remember when I switched, my friend was like, "Your bubbles changed." And like that was like the
Oh.
first thing she brought up. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was very committed to Apple. I was very committed to Android. There was this brand called HTC actually, and I really liked their phones. And then
Mhm.
BlackBerry had this phone, I forget what it was called, but it wasn't running on Android yet actually, but it was just a nice phone in general. But
Mhm.
they're making their way back. I don't know if their phones are Android or not. Um, but all that being said, I was very committed to my Android lifestyle
I'm
until
surprised hearing that actually.
yeah, I just thought the
Mhm.
phones were cool, but also this was still when phones were cool. This was before they made the switch to where like if you look at the S25, it has the same like design form factor as an iPhone, right? But back then, phones still look kind of different and all that.
Yeah, yeah, I remember having, like, a sidekick versus a razor, like
Yeah,
those sliding sidekicks, like, that was the cool phone, like,
yeah.
back in
And
the
even
day.
one of my phones that was touchscreen, it had this like a built-in kickstand on it. Like just so
Okay.
when we watched a video, it would be really easy. And I mean, now we have that through like pop sockets and stuff, but it was part of the phone.
I love
Like
that.
you didn't need to buy extra accessories to make your phone easy to use. Yeah, so my sophomore year of college, so that was like 2015 maybe. I started with the iPhone 6. I remember that much. So
Okay.
that was my first iPhone. So yeah, I'm
Favorites.
I'm thinking of returning to Android. So we'll see.
Yeah, speaking of 6, as a side note, I was talking to my friend this morning, and she was like, "I totally related to you." This is the unpopular opinions people aren't saying because they feel
Okay.
like they'll be shamed, but she went from a 6 to a 16. That's when she upgraded.
Oh my god. Was she doing anything besides texting and calling?
Well, okay, so she also works at like a tech company. So she really needed to take like a good photo. She would just use, like that phone. But other than that,
But also, okay, the other thing is this is really a hobby for me. Like I've always loved a gadget and a gizmo on top of being a software engineer, right? So I understand people who don't upgrade until like I would say like 5 years. We're like, okay, you know what, 5 years, maybe I'll get a new phone. Because at 5 years, To me,
There's
that's
so
when
many
you really
differences.
see a jump. Yeah, you
Yeah.
see a big jump. Every year is somebody left a comment and was like, it's a waste of money. I
Mhm.
mean, sure, you could say it was a waste of money, but I think it's more like it's just unnecessary. But also pre maybe iPhone 10, I don't know. There was a time where upgrading every year, you actually saw a huge difference in the phones. Like, I don't know if you remember. Well, you probably don't because you weren't keeping up.
I
But
wasn't upgrading,
there
so
was a time. I mean, the jump from iPhone 3 to 4 to 5
yeah.
to 6 to 8 to 10 to 12, like those were like, whoa, these are a lot's happening. But I would say since the iPhone 12 is the look has been the same.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
not
not.
much has changed.
I completely agree with that. It was I oh man, I thought of something. There's a YouTuber, Mr. Who's Boss. Have you heard of
Yeah.
him?
Yes.
Yes. So I was watching his video after we did our live, and he was saying like, yeah, if you bought a 16, like you must be like kicking the sand because like a 17 is so similar, you know? So yeah.
Yeah. Somebody has a question. If you want to ask, go for it.
Yes,
But
definitely.
yeah, I watched. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You said you wanted to talk about some unpopular opinions.
Yes, 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 yes. He had a couple of unpopular opinions, but I did want to get your opinion first on the Galaxy Tab, just because, you are
Yes.
in like, you like tablets in general and things like that. Oh, thank you. So, yeah, I want to see what did you think about the Galaxy Tab?
Well, yes, I'm an iPad girl. I love how thin this is, so I love a tablet situation. Love to be able to carry a tablet instead of a full laptop. Watching that event, I had never considered a Galaxy Tab in my lifetime. Watching that, I was like, damn, I wish I could get a Galaxy Tab to
Yeah,
test out just to see because and the biggest thing for me with that Galaxy Tab was the fact that the pencil comes in the box.
it's the little
That
things.
pencil comes in the box. Because with Apple, you are spending minimum $100, if not
Whoa.
$130 on an Apple Pencil. Thankfully, I've never lost an Apple Pencil, but I thought I did one day and I had to go buy a new one.
Whoa,
Seven
seriously, a
hundred
hundred
dollars
bucks.
so yeah, so you're already paying like I think if you buy the cheapest iPad, it's maybe like $500, but you have to get the pencil. And I feel like some people might make the argument that you don't need the pencil, but I would
Come
actually
on.
disagree. It improves the experience of an iPad so much, especially for those people who get it to take notes.
I agree. Yeah. No, it was really cool. It's like you could tell when things kind of look like sleek and stuff like that. So I was looking at it and I was like, this looks nice.
It looks nice. It had all the nice features. It had a lot of AI features that you could actually use when you open your box, unlike something else.
Yeah. No, it was so interesting about the like event in general, just because it was like so different. Because like the Apple event did not talk about AI that much,
Mhm.
whereas like the Samsung event, I feel like half of the presentation was about AI. So I feel like you could really
Definitely.
see the different kind of like I don't want to say goals, but what you talk about is what you find important, or what you've been
Yeah.
working on. So it was really interesting to see that.
I think, yeah, for me, Samsung's event really focused on like, and we've talked about this a few times, the usability, the practicality, like the day-to-day life, versus
Yeah.
Apple's presentation is very much this is the chip that's inside, and this is how many milliamps the battery is, and like a lot of numbers, a lot of stats. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do
The
with
way
that as a
I'm
person that
Googling,
just uses the phone. Yeah, like what does that mean? But as the everyday consumer, they don't know what that means. But when I watch the Samsung event and I see like oh, she's writing notes and then she circled it and then she could look up, whatever. Or, oh, she's trying to draw a nice picture. She can't draw. So she just draws the concept of that and then boom, it pops up as something, really nice. Like, yeah, that Galaxy Tab is definitely something. Like, again, as I said, like, I want to try it out, but I'm so dedicated to my iPad. And because I have an iPad, a MacBook, and iPhone, I just don't think I would really be switching. I don't think I would.
yeah, it's so hard when you're in like the ecosystem just because they make
Yeah.
the products work so well together. Like the other day, I turned it on my Apple Watch and like I'm able to unlock my laptop using my watch. And it's
Yeah.
just the little things like that that it's like when you switch
Mhm.
over or like, AirDrop and things like
Yeah.
that, that you'll have to like use a cord or something like that. So like, yeah, I totally get what you mean by that. But let's say it
Mhm.
was like you were gonna like recommend one to someone as like,
Yeah.
a tablet user. And, let's say they're not really into any of the ecosystems, they get a little bit from each one. Which
Yeah.
one would you recommend?
I mean, I would have to recommend the iPad because that's what I use every day.
Yeah.
But I would be like, don't be afraid to try out a Galaxy Tab.
Yeah.
And I feel like the other thing that I learned earlier today, because I just did
Hmm.
something, but we'll talk about that at the end of the live.
Ooh,
A lot of Samsung stuff goes on sale. Apple stuff does not go on sale.
they do not.
So, like, I've seen a lot of deals where you can get an Android tablet, if you sign up for a new phone plan or whatever, like they will give it to you for free. So,
Ooh.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to compare the prices too because I'm like, I'm not sure because I don't use tablets, but like, look, if someone wants to give me a tablet to review, it's not like I don't like them. It's just like it
Yeah.
takes me a lot to buy something. So I'm like, okay, what like uses do I have for it that I like need for it right now that I can't do on my phone or my laptop? So that's why I
Mhm.
haven't pulled like, the plug yet, but I'm definitely like interested in them. I feel like, you're going to a coffee shop, like a cute little, like a tablet instead of like a whole
Yes.
laptop I could see. Also on a plane, I could see like a better
Yes.
experience than like a
Yes.
phone or a laptop and all that stuff. But I
And
haven't had
when
that. Huh?
yes, sorry.
No, no, no.
100% because first of all, again, this is so thin, it takes up almost no space in my bag. I
Yeah.
used to travel with an iPad, my personal MacBook, and my work laptop.
Oh man.
Now, all I travel with is this iPad because if I'm traveling, I'm just not gonna work. I'm gonna just take the PTO, right? But I have my iPad. It takes up no space. I'm looking at
Yeah.
the and this is an iPad Pro.
Okay.
Um, it's looking like Samsung. I mean, and we'll get into this in a second, but Samsung is really I think this is gonna be the year where stuff starts to even out a little bit. But I'm looking
Ooh.
at the Galaxy Tab Ultra, which I think that's gonna be the most comparable to an iPad Pro. That my country came out, my iPad. Um,
We love it.
okay, this is a 14.6-inch screen, so it's a little bit bigger than the iPad Pro, which is 13 inches. It's got the drawing assistant, the notes assistant. The price. So let's just get into the price. So this is $1,100 to start. Your train is there. um, the Galaxy Tab Ultra is $1,100 to start. And right now, Samsung is running a deal where they double the storage for free. So you can get 512 off the bat. And let's just go to Apple and see how much it would cost us.
Yeah. Do you use a lot of storage on your tablet?
You know what? I was thankful that I have a lot of storage this past week because I was traveling, didn't have my
Mm.
laptop. I needed somewhere to store my videos from my camera, and I put them all on my iPad. Let's see. Let's click about. So my iPad is 256 gigs,
Okay.
and I need to get these videos off of here because I only have 18 gigs left, but I
Oh wow. So you
definitely
do use a lot. Okay.
yeah. But normally I wouldn't have that many 4K videos on my iPad.
Yeah.
'Cause I only did 256 because before now, I had a 64 gig iPad, and that iPad, I had it for 5 to 6 years, and
Mm-hmm.
then only on, like, the 5th or 6th year did I start to actually fill up the storage.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So, yeah. Okay, so let's go to iPad Pro. Okay, starts at 899. Nothing trying to be okay. Okay, how do I okay, bye.
Oh, yeah,
Sometimes
but
Apple's design is too much. Like, alright, just get me to where I need to be.
no, oh my good, yes, I was on the website and with all the graphics and everything, like I was actually because they're really good with you like UI and stuff, but I was like, this is too much. Like I know we're trying to make this like a thing, but it was actually so overwhelming.
Like, it looks beautiful, but where's the buy? I just need how much is it gonna cost me?
And I feel like I'm scrolling and I'm not getting anywhere. Yeah, I completely agree with
Get
that.
me where I need to be. Okay, so an iPad that's 13 inches and wait a minute, how much storage can I get? 512 gigabytes is gonna start you at 14.99
Oh,
versus the
wow.
Galaxy Tab. You can get that for 11.99 right now today. Oh,
That
yes.
says a lot. And when you think about, like, the actual, like, capabilities of what one has over the other, you know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
yeah.
No, and I think capabilities wise, though, I think they do the same things.
Yeah, that's what I was, like, noticing.
And then you still have to add in your Apple Pencil, and you have to
Mhm.
add in, whatever else. The one thing I guess that the iPad might have over the Galaxy Tab, and I'm actually going to the Galaxy store tomorrow because we have one in Dallas.
Oh,
Um,
nice. I wanna
or the Galaxy
see.
store, the Samsung store. I'd like to see the screen. I guess maybe I'll take my iPad and I'll compare them.
Yes, I was gonna see. Also, the
Yeah,
thinness of it too. I don't know. Someone, Akil mentioned it, and I was gonna mention it later too. But thin is. I don't want to say that. That was crazy. I was gonna say thin is in, and I do not mean it like that. But like
thin in technology.
in technology, yeah, like everyone is going for thin, 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 and that was one of my unpopular opinions. And I'm like, did we ask for thin?
Did we ask? Now, I'm again to bring this out one more time during the Samsung talk. So thin and it's so scary, but now that I've handled it so much, like it just feels right. Like it's thinner than a notebook. If I had, a spiral notebook, it's thinner than that. Easy
Yeah,
to carry, easy to hold on to. But I'm not walking around with an iPad, 13-inch iPad in my pocket. And that is the big difference of tiny sliver little phone. I don't know. That was a little scary.
yeah,
Samsung has a super thin phone as well. If y'all didn't know, it's called the Samsung Edge. So they're
yes, yeah. Yeah, I think Marquez was the one that compared it to that, and he was like, because so Akil mentioned what you mentioned yesterday, that so y'all are like on the same like brain wavelength, but it said rumored foldable iPhone next year. If that's trash, going Samsung next year. But you were saying this is probably like gearing up for a
Yeah,
foldable, so I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
yeah. I think there's no other reason for them to have released a phone that thin. And on the same note, I watched Marquez's video. I don't know if you got to see it about his like first impressions because he's there and he gets to touch the phones and
Yes,
all
no,
that
I
kind of
saw that
stuff.
one.
Yeah, and he was saying, I forgot as I was speaking what I was about to
Oh,
say.
that it feels really great in the hand. You know, there's some things that you
Yes.
can't really
Yeah.
describe with specs, like the unexplainable type things
Mhm.
when it comes to things. And like, some people might just go into it. And if you don't really care about all the specs and, like that doesn't really get to you and it just feels great in your hand, it might be like a whole like consumer base that goes for that.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad phone. I just
Mhm.
think that it's a cool phone. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. This is the first time in a long time Apple has tried anything. Like,
Mhm.
I actually Marquez didn't say that. It was some other guy I was watching, and I that was my first thought when I saw that the Air was real. I was like, wow, this is the first interesting thing they put out in a long time. This is the first
Yeah.
time it feels like Apple is innovating.
Mhm.
Since I mean, I can't think of an iPhone where it was just like, "Whoa, we should." I think when they took away the home button, we were like, "What
Yes.
the hell is that about?" We didn't think we'd be able
Yes.
to live without it. But even that wasn't like huge, right? We just got a bigger screen. Now we've
Mhm.
got this tiny little thing that they want us to carry around every single day. I agree with that. It's a cool phone, but the value is not there because it's the same price as a Pro. By the time you buy that little extra battery pack that you are gonna, they
Yes,
wouldn't be
that's
selling that
another
battery pack if
unpopular
you didn't need
opinion.
it.
Sorry. No, say
Yeah.
that. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say they would not be selling that little battery pack that only works with the air if you didn't need
Yes. No, exactly.
it.
And then I'm thinking about the price, and I need to look up the price of the battery pack and all that stuff. So I'm like, you're gonna need that battery pack. Like,
You're
let's be
gonna need
real.
it.
That battery is not lasting in that little tiny thing. How? It- Oh,
Yeah.
it's so funny. Someone, Mr. Who's Boss, he was like, they said at the event it's all day battery. He was like, whose day? Who's
Whose day?
day?
Whose day? Quite literally, whose day? Because a
Because
content creator's day? No. First of
no.
all, I have to carry a extra charger with me with my iPhone 15 Pro.
Yeah.
If I'm filming, that battery is draining. So
Create
yeah,
the
whose
problem, sell
day?
the solution. Period. That's what they're
And
doing.
what's crazier is that battery pack only holds like 65% of the power. So you're not even gonna get up to a full
Mm,
charge when you have that with you.
wow.
And by the time you put it on there, it's the same thing as the Pro.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. No, for me, I don't it takes a lot for me to buy stuff. I don't just do trends and things like that. So even if this like phone turns out to be super popular, if the battery's not lasting, that's like number 1 for me. I need
yeah.
to be able to use the phone. So as of now, that's not one of the phones I was like considering upgrading to.
Yeah. Um, yes.
Right? It just I just wanna like go into the store and do like the little test people are doing of like putting the phone and like balancing it on their finger. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. Were people doing that? I only saw that in the actual, like,
Oh,
video. People
may-
were doing that?
maybe that was from the Apple event and I just had the
Okay.
idea. I was
Yes.
like, that's the only thing I want to try.
I wouldn't be bold enough to do that. I would be thinking it's gonna crack.
Well, yeah, thinner phone, thinner battery, charge more. That's it.
Is my battery melting away? No, not as of yet.
Yeah, because I have an iPhone 12, so I'm used to charging that one like all the time. You know what I mean? But I'm excited because I'm gonna do like an all day type thing. Like I want to do a
Mhm.
comparison. Like I'm playing like the same videos on both, doing all that stuff, and seeing actually like how long the battery lasts. So
Yeah.
because they have that thing where they say like when new phones come out, it's like a conspiracy theory.
Yes, that the old ones start to crumble. Yes.
Yes.
I
So
think they're trying to beat those allegations this year, but they need to
right.
be trying to beat the Samsung. I'm telling you, Apple's just I'm not even gonna say they're behind, but they're blowing a lead in America at least because the Samsung's catching up.
They were like, iPhone 12, girl.
We already gave her a bunch of crap for it yesterday.
That just cracks me up. But yeah, okay. So then going back to the Samsung event, we talked about the tab. It looks
Mhm.
really beautiful, great capabilities, we could see a lot of people being into that and stuff like that. And then yeah, coming it comes with a pen. So I actually really like that just because I feel like that's a part of the experience. And then yeah, they mentioned AI a lot, which Apple did not. And you were
Mhm.
actually telling me stuff because I don't have a lot of like the Apple intelligence features because I do have a 12, but a lot of the stuff they like say comes out, like you can't even use it yet, which is
Yeah.
just so crazy. Like what's one of the things that they like said that you can't use yet that
The
like
biggest thing that everybody is still waiting for is the Siri. There's supposed to be a Siri that actually uses Apple Intelligence. And
mm,
we haven't seen her. It's been a year at this point, and we have not seen her. And if you want to get Apple Intelligence features as they release, you have to go select it. First of all, to me, it was crazy when they released those. Okay, we got to get back to Samsung. But long story short, you have to turn on Apple Intelligence when you get a new iPhone. I don't know
interesting.
how if it's gonna be like that with the 17s, but it was like that with the 16s and the 15s. With the Samsungs, you open your box, it's all there. It's all there. You don't got to do anything extra. Low key, I bet you they're begging you to use it.
Use it, right?
Like, oh, just use the AI. Why do it yourself? Use the AI. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it being powered by Gemini has been doing a lot of fun things with AI. Just how you talked about how like iPhone coming out with the Air, it's like them like experimenting and
Mhm.
trying something new. Like AI, like there's some features I've been wanting to like create videos about like Nano Banana and just like the imaging editing software that they've been experimenting with and just actually like we were talking about it the other day, like with my Apple Watch, I want to do more than just like Siri, where I'm just setting a timer. Like, I
Yeah.
should be able to do some like AI assistant type capabilities of like searching for things and giving me results. So, I would be really interested when Apple like taps more into that because I really feel like Samsung with Galaxy is doing a great job at that.
Yes. On that note, the Gemini Live situation where you can literally talk to it and it can like interact with you. Even in the event, they use the example of the girl being like, "How can I make this background better for my tech reviews?" I was like, "Okay,
Us?
all right, okay, yeah." Like they
Yeah.
know their audience. It's like that's big time right there. And
Yeah,
like
and
it's talking to you in real time.
yeah, it's interesting too. Both of the presentation mentioned creators. They know like creators really do care a lot about these kind of things.
Yeah, unfortunately, to go on a little bit of a tangent, I think creators is a little bit of a pyramid scheme now in a way, even though it's not a pyramid. It's
What do you
like
mean?
people know that these companies know that people are willing to spend money to become creators. And so,
Oh, I see.
it's like,
Hmm.
oh, well, maybe you don't need this, but if you're a creator, because I feel like the pro line of technologies were typically like outside of the phones, which to me never made sense. We're very like pro power user, like more tech head and not so much a girl that does beauty reviews, right? Like they weren't marketing to her. But this year they're like, well, maybe they just realized they missed the ball, but now they're marketing to, those kind of people, people that are outside of the tech content space.
Yeah, I see that. With the creator economy just growing so much every year, it's just like different. I was even watching like some TikTok, and some creator were saying like investors are trying to figure out how they can like invest in like creator businesses.
People,
They can have a piece of the pie. And like it's like
yeah.
VC type people. I'm like, they were never interested in someone making makeup videos.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, something about Asia having holographic phones. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I should start looking more at the Chinese phones, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chinese foldables are just like top tier, like no issues. We're just not allowed to have Chinese phones over here, so we'll always lose on that one.
They're always ahead when it comes to like technology and all that stuff. Japan, China, they're good with that stuff. I would definitely want
Yes.
to try that out. That would be crazy. Like imagine FaceTiming someone and it's like a hologram. Like
Yeah.
that's the future. I see part of me wants to try it, but then I'm like, how much would I use that? You know what I mean?
And then sometimes you have to get into the practicality, but it's exciting that
Yes.
if anything, I think Samsung putting out all this new stuff and having these AI features that work straight out of the box and coming out with these foldables that people love. I don't know if it's been on your timeline, but on my timeline, I started getting all these videos about these girls switching to
Yeah.
Galaxy Flips and customizing and how cool it is and how they do other stuff on their phone now besides social media. I think with all of this happening, it's going to push these companies to be innovative again. I think they were really comfortable. Um, and now they're like, wait a minute, people are buying less things. We got to give them a reason to buy.
Yeah. No, AI has like disrupted so many things too. I feel like a lot of companies are getting more creative and like, things like that. Like, it's interesting. We're talking about like VO3 and like what are the actual use cases and all that stuff. Like, yeah, it's fun, but I feel like companies were being so careful they wouldn't even put out that like, yeah, it's fun. They're
Yeah.
waiting for like it to be perfect and waiting for more use cases. So yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. And like, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because if they can like, step up to the plate in that
Yeah.
sense.
100%. Yes. The customization, we were talking about that earlier on the live, how, I had a Android phone that had the built-in kickstand. I didn't need to go buy a pop socket or anything
Hmm.
to make it work. So I think we're getting back to that, especially even the phone colors. Once we started doing fun colors again, I was like, oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
at first it was just like the metals,
Hmm.
like they rose gold, a gold, something you could find in nature. And now we're getting to cutesy stuff.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So then they also mentioned updates to the FE phone. Was that the one they made updates to?
yes, yes, the Galaxy S25 Fan Edition. It's
Yes.
the newest phone, just got released on the 4th, I believe.
Okay.
Um, it comes in some cool colors, a white, an icy blue, a jet black, and a navy. And if you are not an Android person, this is something that is comparable to an iPhone SE. So any of the SE versions, it's a more affordable version of a really nice phone.
Okay. What color would you get if you were getting one of these?
Ooh, I would get. I would be mad. I would get the icy blue.
I like the
I'd be
icy blue
mad that I didn't
too.
get a purple one. I'd be mad that I didn't get a purple one.
Right? It's something about the icy blue one too. It's like,
No,
it, yeah, it feels timeless in a way, and it's not just like it just looks better too. Because like the jet black and the silver, I feel like that contrast is a little bit too much.
I don't
And
like that. Yeah.
same with the navy. I wouldn't get the navy. For me, it would be between the white and the icy blue.
Yeah, and sometimes white. Sometimes I don't like the white on silver either.
Same.
So that's why I prefer the icy blue for sure. And the icy blue looks a little bit purple, so I have to see her in person. I guess
Yeah,
I'll see it
same.
in person tomorrow.
Yes, I want all the videos.
Yes.
Yeah, one thing I thought that was really cool when I was watching it was that they talked about like one of the features with the camera was the audio eraser. And that's just something I
Yeah.
would definitely use just because like so basically with the audio eraser it can like clean up any of like those unwanted like noises that's in your like video. So it could just make posting content too just so much easier, like that flow so much more natural instead of having to like because I don't even have any like editors like CapCut or anything on my phone that I
Mhm.
use. So I have to give them to my laptop. So it would just make the editing
Yeah.
process so much smoother.
Yeah, the more that you can do on whatever device you're recording with, the better. And especially for people like me who vlog in public a lot, being able to
Mhm.
take out those background noises would be amazing. Especially for monetization, because when I'm walking around in Disneyland and I'm vlogging,
Yeah.
there's Disney music left, right, and center, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just not gonna be able to monetize. It's fine. But if I could pull it out or just isolate my voice, that'd be
Yep.
nice.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's something because I was like, that's something that Apple doesn't have right now, right?
No.
Okay.
As far as I know, there's no Apple video editing situations. We did get the phone, like photo editing, removing stuff from the background and like maybe an automatic uh editing situation, but
Mhm.
nothing. Apple has nothing with videos right now.
Okay. Yeah, I get what people say. They be like, Apple is so behind, and they be like, they'd be like, we had this for years with Android, but whatever.
Let me see. Let me double check because I'm 99% sure Galaxy Buds Pro have live translation. Let me see.
Yeah. And I remember I was watching the Apple event and I was just blown away with the live translation. And then you're like, yeah, like that phone already has it. And I was like, oh,
Yes, yeah, Galaxy Buds, they have it. They say "Hola," you hear "hello." So,
okay.
look, that would be a fun video using Galaxy Buds, and seeing which one's faster.
Yeah, no, that would be. And actual like some use cases. People were saying like they're gonna take it to the nail salon.
Yeah. Um, um, on that note, though, also, I don't think they talked about this in the event, but when I was watching some Galaxy phone reviews, people were testing this out. And while with the AirPods, it's only in the AirPods, on a Samsung phone, you can call somebody and the live translation will happen.
Mm,
So, like, I'll say something in English, it'll get translated and they'll hear it in Spanish, and then they'll say something in Spanish, it'll get translated and I'll hear it in English. So I'm actually on the phone and having that conversation versus being in real life. I feel like it might be a little awkward too because it has to be a delay. Like
yeah.
how live is this live translation?
Mhm. Yeah. I'm watching Kai Snat's Mafiathon right now. And
Mhm.
Tota, he speaks like Brazilian Portuguese. So, they
Mhm.
have to use like Google Translate. So it'd be so cool if there was like just an easier way, to
Yeah.
communicate like that. So if they could both wear like AirPods and then it could help with the translation, like you don't have to type it out first, like that would save so
Mhm.
much time. That would be cool.
Yes, 100%.
So an unpopular opinion, since this is like the hot takes one, some people are
Okay.
just like, oh, well, this isn't my unpopular opinion.
Okay.
Is to say that I think this feature is really cool, but they're like, people are just lazy to go learn a language and they just
I
want the
don't
easy way out.
I mean, I might not have time. Like I want to go to Japan, but I don't want to live there. I just want to go for a few days and I don't want to learn Japanese to do that.
And you know
So
what it is too is like sometimes I feel like people think it's like replacing it in like all together and all that stuff.
yes,
But it's like with AI and stuff, they're like, saying all like the bad stuff about AI and I hear them and all that stuff. But I don't use AI for every single thing,
yeah,
like right now I'm on Google search. I'm not using like a chat bot, you know what I mean? And like I know you're
yes,
learning Spanish right now. There's only so much you can
yes.
learn, like at the moment. You know what I mean?
Only so much you can learn, and like while I'm learning, I can still have conversations with people that
Exactly.
don't speak English, like only
Yeah.
speak Spanish. So yeah, what the heck? Um, I don't know anything about the government being involved with our
Yeah.
phones. With our personal audio, that would be wild.
There's so many conspiracy theories and, stuff like that. You know how people say, like, oh, you're just talking randomly about something, and then you start getting like ads for it and different things like that. I think one of the social media companies was actually sued for like listening to people's. I'm not going to say the company because I'm not sure which one or if it's true.
Oh, you're not sure?
Look, don't come for me. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. I don't know. In some cases, I don't mind it. Like, please do my research for me. In other cases, I'm like,
Now that's an
you need
unpopular
folks to
opinion.
go out because I don't, I'm not gonna say this on live, but it's just really funny because to me, it's getting to the point where it's not even just things that I say. It's like taking in the concepts of what's happening around me and then
Wow.
putting that in front of me.
And you're
Yeah,
fine
so
with that?
that's I'm not fine with that. That's too much. We're taking it
Okay.
too far. We're taking it too.
Okay.
But if I say, man, I've really been thinking about buying a Galaxy Flip 7. Sure,
Mhm.
show me a bunch of videos on my timeline of people that have it.
I
Okay,
s
that's
okay,
fine.
okay. I get what you're saying. I mean, for me, I was even like I used to not use Siri at all just because I was like, I don't want you because sometimes you like I could just say Siri right now and it could like turn on. And now you're
Yeah.
just listening to what I'm saying until I realize that. So that used to be really weird for me. So that was blocked. But now I'm like, I'm coming to terms.
You know what? Now that you mention that, though, I'm excited. Okay, the thing that I said I was going to bring up later is that I did go ahead and buy a Galaxy Flip 7. So,
Oh
yes, I did.
my gosh.
Yeah, I'm excited to pick it up tomorrow. Uh, but I'm excited to use Google. I don't know, whatever it's called. The
Gemini?
Google Assistant. Maybe got replaced with Gemini, whatever their version of an assistant is, because Siri is so useless, and I'm looking forward to having a phone assistant that can actually do something
Now
besides set a
this
timer.
this phone aesthetically, I love it so much. I just looked up the Flip 7,
Okay.
like the Galaxy Z Flip 7. It just
Yes.
looks let me see if they have purple. Let me see if I can guess the
No, not
color.
this year. The first year that I wanted it, they had purple. Not this year. They don't have purple.
No, I
So if they
see that
have purple next year, I will be getting a new one.
you're
Okay, but also the foldables are also phones that like upgrading year to year actually makes a lot of sense.
You think
Like
so?
only because so many changes are being made, they make so many improvements year over year. I think they will also get to the point where okay, we don't need to upgrade every year. But right now, like if you look up the Galaxy Z Flip 6, it looks totally different, right? This year, the entire front screen is a screen. Last year, they had a cutout for the camera and the flash.
Mhm. Yeah, no, this is just a really pretty phone. Like surface level, like Android
Yeah.
phones, the specs are already there. You know what I mean?
Yes, we
This
know
is
that.
just, yeah, that is.
Very interesting to look at, the most interesting to look at for sure.
And I could see myself like switching. I'm not, I don't think I will, but all that stuff. But for a phone like this, like, I even think it makes sense because sometimes you don't even need a full screen for some things that you're doing. So I really
Mhm.
do like the foldable part of it.
What I'm the most excited for, even though you didn't ask,
No, I
I'm
want to
just
know.
like rambling now. I'm most excited to be able to use the back camera and still see myself.
Mm. No, that's a really good use case. That's like
Yeah.
getting to like my camera type stuff. That's why I went with
Yes,
this one because I wanted to
exactly.
see myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
So,
back
like,
camera is the better camera. Yeah, that's
the
a
back
really
camera is the
good.
better camera, but you get to take a selfie, but it's 50 megapixels, like,
Yeah. Compared to like what, 12? At least that's what
yes.
mine have. Oh,
What is and this is every single no. I'm sure mine is still that. This is every single phone creator. Why are we still giving these shitty front cameras? Like,
that's innovation. If some company could figure that out, now you're talking.
cuz I think the new Apple one, let me see.
Yeah, I'm curious if that one's
The
still
new Apple
12.
one, yeah, hasn't upgraded. I think it's maybe 18. But when the back is 40, still why would I use the front?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's really just like for fun with your friends in the moment. You do a front facing
yeah.
selfie. So,
Or you have like really, really good lighting, so the
yeah.
front camera still does really well. Because if the lighting is even a little bit off, like how it is right now in my office, I need to get my lights together. It's not a vibe. It's not a
That's
vibe.
how I've been making my iPhone 12 work. Every single time you're going to see me with the lighting up with it. Because if
Yeah.
not, you can really see the differences.
Yeah. But yeah, the front cameras are not it for the most part, but that back camera, flipping that over, you can like use it in camcorder mode, which unnecessary, but just a fun little thing you can do.
Oh, 18. Yeah. Okay, you said that right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
The
that's
only
nothing.
thing Yeah, at all. The only thing I'm sad about is that I'm going to compare this to like the iPhone because that's what I have. But unfortunately, the Galaxy phone, the Samsung phone that's actually comparable to the iPhone that I'm gonna buy is the S25 Ultra. But
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, should I just get that one? But I was like, it's just not as interesting. I want this fun little foldable. And I think this is just like a new frontier of technology, right? The foldable phones. So
Wow, I just saw this now. I don't know if they're still here. Greetings from Denmark. That is so cool. And from Turkey. Oh my goodness. Hello.
okay, we miss those.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay. Get up to speed on everything. Thank you, Prince, for all the nice comments. We appreciate it. And then purple. We got another purple fan here. I love purple too. Oh yeah. And then someone said they loved the pink shirts that we had
Yes.
on. That was planned.
We coordinated today.
Yes. Okay. So we talked a lot about the Galaxy event, the pads, the phone. Yep. That's really all I want to say. I think the camera too is like slightly better as well on the Galaxy. I didn't compare both of them, but that was also something I care about that the Galaxy had.
Yes. That's been the truth for a long time though. Like Android cameras have been better, but it didn't seem that way because when you sent the photo to your iPhone friend, it looked like shit. Now
hmm
they fixed that and the photos still look good when you send them to your friend. But regardless, your friend I think is still not getting the Samsung quality. Like they're not gonna see it in the same quality that you see it on your phone. But it's been a long time that the cameras have been better on an Android. I'm surprised more creators don't have one just to take pictures, honestly.
Yeah, actually. No, I was with someone and it was very like a low light setting and they had a Samsung phone. It was one of the foldable, I'm not sure, it folded
Hmm.
like this way and the
Yeah.
camera quality comparing them, like that photo, you wouldn't even think it was like low light. It looks so
Yeah.
beautiful. I was actually like taken away by it.
Yeah, that's the fold, which okay, and I also thought about that. So the fold is like the grown-up version of the flip, I would say.
Mhm.
It folds in half, so it folds out to, if you ask me, a mini tablet. And
Yeah.
it's like, you
Mhm.
know, but I also didn't want that one. That one wasn't that interesting to me, and it looks like a business phone. I'm like, I'm not a consultant. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to be cutesy.
The other one's more fun, a
So,
little cute, yeah.
yes. And then as far as switching goes, because we didn't talk about that yet, they're making
Mhm.
it easier and easier for you to switch because that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Or it used to be a huge issue. It used to be if you were switching, that was it. Like sucked,
Mhm.
you're not getting any of your stuff. Now they're transferring all your stuff over for you. They have an app to make sure it all goes over without a hitch. So lots of things happening. I think I will definitely be tuning in for many more Samsung events. I'm excited.
Yes. I was trying to see some of the other like unpopular opinions that I was seeing. Um, yeah, we talked about it being thin, the battery, we also talked about that and how, you have to buy the battery. Was it this one? Yeah, a lot of people are saying too that the 17 base model is a winner just because they upgraded. What did they upgrade to that base model? It was like 120.
Oh, the screen, the ProMotion screen. Yeah, so
Yes,
it has 120 refresh rate,
yes,
120
refresh
hertz
rate.
refresh rate. Yeah, I agree. I think this is the year that the Pro and the regular are actually very separate, and I think most people won't be going for the Pro phone. Um,
Mhm.
because there's literally no need. The only thing is if you want that extra camera, but that camera on the 17 is going to be so good anyway that
Yeah.
I think you're not going to miss it. I mean, and it's purple. And so it's
Right.
really I really really want it. I can't lie. Um but again, they got me when they said, "Well, the Pro is good for creators." So, I guess it's
Mhm. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do like side by side with each of the ones and see like what do I really want from it to decide,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Honestly, it was ridiculous that it took this long for the regular iPhone to get the promotion. It's really like price
Mhm.
wise. Any other phone in that price range that wasn't an iPhone, you were getting a promotion display. Um not having that, yes, agree, it was robbery. That was insane. Like the fact that you had to buy a pro phone to get that. Nah.
Yeah. I've seen a lo when I first saw the orange, I had, like, a huge reaction of, like, "Who's gonna get that?" You were kinda like, I could see like, I think one of your friends were gonna get that and all that stuff. The more I see the orange, the more I kinda get used to it. I will say
When
that.
I saw yeah, when I saw Taylor, what's her username? You know who I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
What's her username?
Um,
I don't
yeah,
know.
something with tech.
Yeah, but when I saw her post it, like,
Taylor
actually from the
Lloyd.
event, Taylor Lloyd. I saw her post it actually from the event, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh, it looks much better in person."
Yeah.
They need to do a better job of putting this stuff on the websites. And I'm looking at it from an Apple device, so they can't even say, "Oh, it might look different on yours." I'm looking at it from an Apple device. It should look good, at least on mine, because it just looks too like mechanical. Is the best way I can
Yes.
describe it.
Yes.
Versus in person, it looks a little cutesy, a little peachy. So maybe
Mhm.
it'll be good.
Yeah. It's a little bit like of a brownish orange too, if that
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Okay, I could kinda see, more of those, like, neutral oranges or something like that," but the more I see I'm not getting it, but the more I see it,
Right.
the more I'm like, "Okay, I get it more. I get it."
Literally same. I'm like, well, I'm still not gonna buy that. However,
Yeah. And then, yeah, honestly, I'm excited for all the iOS stuff too, even though, that's
yeah.
separate. So, I'm just like, they're gonna give us call screening. Like, I really want that. So I don't want them to
Yeah.
say, okay. Like, I don't
Yeah.
want it to be like Apple Intelligence, and they'd be like, actually,
I think that's gonna come out, no doubt, because one, I don't think it's Apple Intelligence involved, but also
mm-hmm.
it's one of those things. Android has had it forever, so
Yeah.
I think we are definitely gonna get that call
Okay.
screening.
I found it. So what did you think of the crossbody strap?
Please don't play with me. Like, who is that for? What went through that? Like, and I do think it's a nice accessory, but I already
Mm-hmm.
know I'm not gonna want to pay Apple prices for it. They're
How
probably gonna charge
much?
like they haven't said yet, or maybe
Mm,
they did, but however much it is, I'm not paying it. First of all, I'm a girl and I carry a purse most of the time.
yeah.
So no.
Oh
Secondly,
wow. 60. Is that I don't know if this is just a strap and not actually like holding your phone. They're saying the crossbody strap, light blue, $59.
no.
That's
Not in my
insane.
house. Not in my reality. And also, there's so many of those you can already buy. Like,
Yeah.
you can go on Amazon and buy any
Today.
of
You
those.
don't gotta
Yeah.
wait.
You could, if you want a crossbody, you could crossbody right now.
Yeah. No, I saw that. And it's maybe just like where I live. I couldn't imagine telling the world I have like a phone right here. Like,
That Bay Area situation. People
look,
don't play like that in Texas.
Okay, like
No,
here's a
you don't just
thousand
run up on
bucks
people.
free.
You don't just run up on people down here.
Oh, they
Mm-mm.
don't?
No.
Oh, okay.
Also, in Texas, you most of the time you'll know if somebody is strapped, so
Okay.
'cause they walk
No.
around with that thing on their hip.
We have like bipping cars and stuff like that. So like people will like break it for a car windshield. So if you just have it
Mhm.
right there, you're just saying, hey,
Yeah. And
you
I'm
want
pretty
it?
sure it's magnetic. I'm pretty sure it's magnetic, so it can easily be snatched.
Oh, I thought you
That's
were gonna
my
say that
iPhone.
it's like helps it somehow. No. Like of course in a bag you assume, but you have to like assume. Like I can't just like show you what I got.
Yeah.
I was trying to think maybe
No.
like the beach or something. Like I don't know.
I think that's gonna be really popular with older people.
Oh, they don't want to like carry too much.
Yeah, I think the grandmas, the
Lighter.
grandpas, maybe
Yeah.
teachers, stuff like this is not gonna be for the hot girls. That is not a hot girl accessory, I must say. You wanna talk about an outfit ruiner? That's one.
Yeah. I don't. I'm just. I was trying to think of a use case for that, and yeah, one of my opinions is, but they just want to get some money, and there'll be some people that buy it. So
I just who came up with that? I need to get into the mind of that person who was like, trust me, this is gonna be a hit. We need to fix
right,
this.
that and then high ABD. But yeah, you doesn't mind that person who's making like six figures, and they spent their whole Q1 coming up with
Yes,
that strap,
exactly. No, it took more than 1 quarter. It took a
right?
whole year. A whole
Exactly.
year from the idea to actually getting it put out. That somebody spent a year on that. So I
All
hope
the
they don't lose their
approvals,
job.
sitting in a nice office, maybe even working from home. They came up with that.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah. If we didn't have that person, maybe the iPhone would have been cheaper.
right. Yeah, but honestly, that's all I really wanted to say about this. Is there anything about whether it's Galaxy, Samsung, or I'm so excited for you. Like, I want to
Yes.
see the videos, I want to see the comparisons and all that when you go.
The only thing I'll say, and I know we hopped on to talk specifically about Samsung because it was their event. I have also looked at the Google, and ultimately I did decide on Samsung just because one of the big things for me is accessories.
Mm-hmm.
I love a little customization. I was about to show y'all, but I'm using my phone, but I have like six different like I love to just do all that kind of stuff. And so that was one of the biggest reasons why I ordered a Galaxy Z Flip. Because the girls were not only customizing like their screens, they were also buying so many cute accessories for the phone. And it
Yeah,
was like, oh my
yeah.
God. Like I'm gonna use my phone as a bag charm now.
Yo, yeah, no, even I know that about you too because you were showing me like your Apple Watch. Like I'm using like the basic one.
Yeah.
You had like a whole like I was gonna
Yes.
say tub.
Literally, yes, a tub of watch bands. I
Yeah.
I will put time in my schedule to change my stuff out to match my outfit.
Yeah. No, it reminds me of like like why MySpace was popular back then because people just like customizing their page and sometimes it sounds so small, but it's like
Yeah,
even coming out with less colors. Like I really wish they had like that rose gold kind of color because that could have
yeah.
just it sold me just a little bit more than trying to figure out okay out of these three colors. I have no idea why they do that. Is it because like it's cheaper to make less colors or
I'm sure that's part of it, but at that size of a company, you could add like I just what if you put every color in every model for that year at least? Like,
yeah.
why not have a purple pro phone?
Mhm.
Somebody's y'all put that silly ass orange. It could
Come
be
on.
purple.
Y'all approve that? Yeah, no, Pixels have really great cameras. I did like a side by side of my 12 and like the like Pixel 5 or something.
Mhm.
And the majority of that one was the Pixel, which I was actually kind
Yeah.
of surprised when I did that like side by side test. But yeah, like we said, Android when it comes to the camera, they know what they're doing.
They never played. They never played.
Mhm. I do like
Yeah.
there's like kind of like a yellow kind of tint that you can even kind of see it on mine that like iPhone gives that I like. Like it's more I feel like Android can
Warmer?
be yes, it's warmer where Android can be a little bit more cool.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that's just personal subjective taste and things like that, but
Yeah.
quality wise if it has, a better camera, it got a better camera.
It's got a better camera and that's just it. Yeah. No, 100%.
Okay. Well, Meezy, where can we find you? Because we're gonna be tuned in for those unboxings, all the content.
Yes.
Are you gonna make a vlog too? How you did the Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, I definitely will. So I'm Almesia on all platforms, ALMEEZYUH. And you'll see me on YouTube, you'll see me on TikTok, you'll see me on Instagram every once in a while. But you'll also see me with Maya a lot because we have quite a few lives planned for the next couple months. So
Yes. I'm literally so excited. Like, yeah.
yes.
And I'm learning so much from you too, because you've been in this world and all that
Mhm.
stuff and checking the specs and upgrading and all that stuff. But I didn't even have access to some of these features. Like you said, you had center stage already. I'm like, why don't I have center stage? So yeah,
Yeah.
learning so much. Yeah, I tried that double take app that you
Yeah.
were saying because
Did
I
you
got
like it?
so it was a user error where I was filming and then like the angle I had it because I was doing an unboxing,
Oh.
it was all chin. And
Oh, I hate that. But you at least had the unboxing, you just didn't have your face.
Well, because it filmed both. So I just ended up filming it the way I know it, doing zooms
Okay.
and all that stuff. But I am excited to actually use that feature because I'm going to get the iPhone 17. I'm not sure which one yet, but definitely going to upgrade. So I'm excited to like play around with that feature when I do. Like one of the YouTubers, for an unpopular opinion, they're like, who wants this dual camera? I think it was Mr. Who's Boss. And I was like, I feel like a lot of people would use that. I was actually like,
See, and that's the difference though between the tech heads who just do
yeah.
stats and the everyday person. Because the example that they gave in the Apple event to me made a lot of sense. Like you're a mom and you're at your kid's game, and how you were saying, I want my reaction, but I also want what's happening in front of me at the same time.
Yeah. I think they
Yeah.
might think like, why would you use the camera that has lower quality at all?
Oh.
Maybe from like a tech standpoint, but it's like it's the experience is sometimes like just to see both. And it's usually smaller too. Like I was making my face reaction smaller, so you wouldn't even be able to see as much of the
Hmm.
detail anyways. But yeah.
Yeah, and again, as a vlogger, right? When I'm vlogging in public, it would be nice to be able to shoot both at the same time. And then, depending on how the quality is, like I can choose, like, okay, is this gonna be better with a voiceover on top, or is it gonna be better showing myself?
This
You
is
know?
so off topic, but it reminded me of those. Have you ever been interested in those glasses? Like
I
the
have. I just don't like wearing glasses, contrary to what you see right now. But that's why I don't have them, because I'm like, I don't even like wearing my glasses. Why would I wear the Meta Ray Bans?
it's interesting because like seeing that perspective, like I like watching like food people and showing like their food they're
Hmm.
eating and all that stuff. It's like it kind of reminded me like you can see both, like not just like the spoon coming up, you can also see them like eating it if it was like
Yeah,
dual. Like I think that's cool, but yeah.
yeah. No,
But
I agree.
did you say all your stuff where they
I
can
said all my stuff. Yeah,
okay.
YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yeah, stay tuned, y'all. We have exciting videos. She has some videos coming out tomorrow too that I'm so excited to watch. And yeah, we'll see you in
Yes.
the next one. Thank you for being here, Meezy.
Of course. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.